Right, now let's transfer what we did from the racing pigeons. So we went through the basics. Now them birds I've just shown you are just my feeders that I've caught about my feeder loft. So what we're going to do is now we're going to transfer it over and do exactly the same thing how we got to the indigo bar, the homozygous indigo bar. Now this is a homozygous spread indigo cock. So this is a pure Andalusian, so pure indigo spread. So that's what this is. Now what I did was I mated this cock bird with a hen that I'm going to go and show you now. Right, so what we did in the 2000 season, I mated this black mottled hen, which is spread, to this homozygous indigo cock, and the plan was Andalusians. That's what we were after. So that didn't work out according to plan. I only managed to raise 3 youngsters from the parent. Only one of them remains. The other 2 are no longer with us. They left here. So I'll get you the offspring of what I kept back from this parent. So we made it a homozygous indigo spread to a black, which is a spread. So theoretically this parent should have produced Andalusians, indigos and blacks. Nothing else. Maybe dilutes if the cock carried dilute, which I don't think he does. Right, so the youngster from the parent that I retained was this Andalusian mottle. So it picked the indigo gene up from the father, and the mottle gene from the mother, and the spread gene from both birds. So we had an indigo mottle. So then I took this indigo mottle and I mated it back to its father. Now I didn't realise the father carried bar, and last year when I mated to the black mottle hen, he'd given a copy of his bar gene to his daughter. So both of these birds are also impure for bar. So that parent would be given us Andalusians, which is what this is, and it would have given us homozygous indigos, which is what I'm going to put in next. Right, so then this is what I expected to get from the parent. The parent, pure indigo to an Andalusian indigo spread. What I expected to get from the parent was to be Andalusians and homozygous indigos. So that was perfect. I've got about 8 or 9 youngsters from the pair, and then I got the curveball. I just thought I'd bring this one up and all. This is from the pair. Now this is the beauty of the indigo gene, and especially once you introduce spread, there's that many other factors involved we don't know about, different types of bronze and different patterns that's underneath them. So they are variable, and that's what I do like about indigo, the variability within the gene. Now obviously I think that this one would be on a check pattern. This one is probably on a bar pattern, and I don't know about this one. This is probably on a bar pattern as well, but I do know that this has picked up the mottle gene from its mother, so this one will mottle out. But there's 3 from the pair, and as you can see, all totally different. Then the curveball, there's the curveball. The curveball is, now I didn't realise, like I said earlier on, I didn't realise the father carried bar. So obviously this youngster proved the father carried bar, and he'd also passed a copy of the bar gene to his mother last year, the Andalusian mottle, and they produced us a bar. This is the only one they produced. They produced 4 this colour, 4 this colour, and 1 this colour. Now variability of being 1 in 4 from the parent of 2 birds that carry bar would be bar. So this is probably about the right amount of bars that I should have bred from the parent. Now it does mimic ash red. It does look like a mealy bar, I totally agree, but it is not a mealy bar. So this is a homozygous indigo bar. So it's a pure indigo spread that carries the bar pattern. Now some people have said it could be dilute. I'm not sure. Personally, I don't think it is. So this is the youngster that I bred. Now in 40 years of keeping Bokhara trumpeters, I've never seen a homozygous indigo bar. That's not to say there isn't any in the world. That isn't to say that they're not rare. There could be somebody sitting with 500 of them for all I know. But there isn't. There doesn't. Now, I've been in the breed a long time. I'm a very well respected, very knowledgeable person on the breed. So if something like this had popped up before, I would have seen it. Now don't get us wrong, the quality of the bird is nothing special. I mean, out of the 4 of them, you know what I mean, I'll take this one, then this one over that one. But from an indigo bar pattern, if you want to work with indigos and you want to work with indigo bars, would be the fun pigeon. So I just thought I would show people this, just to show you the variability in indigo. I hope somebody might pick something up. I hope somebody might learn something. If you haven't picked anything up and you haven't learned anything from it, that's fine. We all have our opinions. We're all entitled to them. Some are right, some are wrong. But we remember one thing: a fool can never be taught anything new. A wise man picks something new up every day. So there you go. I'm going to stick one more pigeon in once I take these 3 out, just as a comparison for it to show you. So this is a blue bar within the breed that I keep, the Bokhara trumpeters. So what will probably happen, I'm not 100% sure yet, but a good rule of thumb if I wanted to continue these indigo bars would be to mate this blue bar back to this. And what I'd produce is, I'd produce Andalusians, I'd produce blacks, I'd produce blue bars, and I'd also produce indigo bars. So the very first racing pigeon that I brought up, and I said it was an indigo bar, I would breed that variation of. Right, so I hope that explained a few things. So that was basically a rundown of how we got to this bird, how we ended up with a homozygous indigo bar. Right, that's it for this week. Thank you very much for anybody who stuck around to the end. Hopefully 1 or 2 people might have picked something from it. If not, that's fine. Until next time, take care and bye.